Howdy, Connection Group leaders. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. I am hanging out over here in my baseball corner. I was going to film this video in the weight room because we're talking about power, and that just thought, that'd be kind of a decent little spot. But it is full right now. There's like 7 people in there working out, so they're getting more power, right? So I'm over here hanging out by my bats and thinking about Adrian Beltre. That's a dude who had a lot of power. He had a few home runs off of one knee, right? It's been fun celebrating him and our boys this week, by the way. It's only 20 days till baseball season starts. But man, this is a cool chapter. We're talking Matthew chapter 8, and it's just a really neat sliver. This is why D6 chose a particular passage where you get to see Jesus's power in a lot of different lights. And that's the idea, is as we're talking about Jesus's ability to save and his literal power to do that, and you get to see it in a lot of different facets. But I love the fact that you get to see how Jesus's power is available to, for starters, like the demons amongst us, or the demoniacs, those that just seem really, really bad, as well as kind of the angels amongst us, which there's not really any angels amongst it. The angels and demons don't need healing or saving. But those of us that are especially wicked, and those of us that are pretty great, man, Jesus offers healing to them. Jesus offers healing to Jews. Jesus offers healings to Gentiles. Jesus offers healing and power to the rich. Jesus offers healing and power to the poor. Jesus even offers healing to mother-in-laws. Like nobody gets left out, right? It's very, very cool. But when we read these stories, here's what we ought to be careful of. As you're talking about these stories, inevitably there's going to be somebody in classrooms going, well, what about grandma? Or actually even more close to home, and some of you know this as you're watching me, there are people in your classroom right now who are struggling with very real debilitating diseases. One of our Connection Group leaders even mentioned recently, there are 2 people in their class right now dying with cancer. And that's not new things. And many, many, many prayers have been offered for these people, asking God to deliver them. And so far, it's not happened. And so as we're talking about this power, number one, we don't need to back down for the fact, yes, Jesus can and does and absolutely has all the power and all the ability to save. And we should cry out to him for that help, just like all these people that we saw did. All of them came to Jesus and said, Jesus, can you help me? Will you help me? Do you have the ability to help me? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. But there's also a moment, and I don't know if you caught it or not. Look at verse 18. So then when Jesus saw the crowd around him, he gave orders to go to the other side. Think about this. A slew of people came to him. Like you can see them coming. Hey, we need help. We've heard you've been healing people. Help me, help me. And Jesus sees the crowd coming, and he says, hey, boys, let's go to the other side of the Sea of Galilee. Like he departs. I don't know if you've ever caught that before. Jesus doesn't always say yes, is what we need to catch. Now, does it tell us why? No. No, it doesn't. In fact, also what I think is important to point out, right after this scenario, when it says, hey, let's go to the other side, he takes them onto the Sea of Galilee, and that's when this giant storm hits. And these men who had been raised on the sea were terrified they were about to die. What do we need to catch right there? Jesus sometimes will intentionally take us into situations that are dangerous and scary, where we are absolutely in need of his power. And he doesn't always fix it. Now, did he fix it in this instance? Yes, he did. But he doesn't always say yes. Sometimes he says no. And I wish I could give you the answer on why that's true, but I can't. I can't. But what I can tell you is what Jesus said right here. Remember, he says some people came to him. Scribe came up to him and said, teacher, I'll follow you wherever you go. Jesus said, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Another disciples came to him and said, Lord, let me go and bury my father first. And Jesus said to him, follow me and leave the dead to bury their own dead. Wow, following Jesus has a cost. It's not always fun. It's not always a nice, tidy bow of a situation. Ask John the Baptist if Jesus always fixes everything. He doesn't. But part of following him is knowing, yes, my God has all the power. Yes, my God can do anything. And even though he has all the power, he also knows what to do with all of that power. And he knows the right times to display it and the right times to not. But no matter what, because I follow Jesus and because I placed my trust in him, Someday I'm going to experience his power in full. Someday all of us, not just those of us who are sick right now, someday all of us are going to be 100% healed and fixed and changed, and everything will be bettered. All of our tears will be wiped away. We get to experience and see his power on display frequently, and I'm grateful for that, but we don't always see that. And it's in those moments, maybe, just maybe, dare I say, when our faith needs to increase all the more. Yeah, Jesus, I'm trusting you that you know what's right for not just me, but for all of us. Is this a hard lesson? Yeah. Is it a beautiful lesson? Yeah, it's incredible. It's encouraging. But for some, it's going to be sobering. So let's be mindful of that as we're leading our classes. And let's continue to point people fearlessly to the one who does have the power, and the one who is full of compassion, and the one who is available to all kinds of people, praise God. But also the one that knows when it's best to use all of his power like he does. Guys, I love y'all. I'm praying for you. Can't wait to see you on Sunday. We'll talk to you later. Bye.